Hey everyone, I am here to do a review on a new deck I got that I wasn't supposed to get, but here it is. Chris Ann's The Tarot of Curious Creatures. Now, do I need another animal deck? No. Do I need another anamorphic tarot deck? Absolutely not. Do I need another Chris Ann deck? I do not, because I have the Lightseers, and I don't love it. I use it a lot, but I have some issues with this deck. A few of which I'll get into in another video. But this, I wasn't gonna get it. I saw some images of it. I saw people flip through it, and I said I'm not getting it. But then I watched Bonnie from Old Soul Mermaid do the flip through of this deck on her channel, and as soon as that flip through was done, it was ordered on Amazon. Luckily, it's a mass market, affordable deck, so that wasn't, too bad on my bank account. But, I was wondering how it would fit into my practice. And then, oh, also, I'll leave her flip through down below, because mine's going to be a bit of a mess, I'm sure. I didn't plan it. And she did this wonderful flip through with music in the background, like I usually do, which is my preference. So, and the music she put in the background, it was so suitable and perfect. And yeah, I'll link her video down below. But what got me was this book, the way it's written. I don't know. I'm like, this is what I wanted. This made me excited, super excited to work with this deck, more than anything. So before we get to the deck and whatever, I'm just gonna read a little blurb from the beginning of this book. I'm not gonna ruin it for you. I'm not gonna, read all of it, but just the beginning, so you can get a taste for if this is maybe for you, or if this is definitely for sure not for you. I feel like you would fall into one of those two groups, and you'll see why once I read this. So here we are. Meet your curious guide. Can I do this through the camera? Can I read it still? Maybe. Okay, I'm gonna try. Welcome to the world of curious creatures, particular guides, and unfamiliar familiars. Your journey with this deck will be an unusual and fantastical one, and I am so excited to meet you. But before we begin, please go ahead and grab your deck so that you can see me clearly. Yep, me, the curious guide narrating the section of the guidebook. And then it gives you some steps, like some activities to do with the deck. So I really like that the book is narrated through one of the characters in the deck. It's really, really neat. But then I'm just going to continue a little into the next page. It says, and this is after, it gives you a few of the steps to do. It says, without reading our official book meanings, look closely at each and every one of us. Pay attention to how we make you feel, and allow one of us to call out to you with that special something something that only the most extraordinary of extraordinary card guides can have. Cut the deck a few times if you want. Fan us out on the table. Whatever feels right for you will be the very best way for you to find me. And you'll know when you found me, because I will feel familiar to you. I will be the card that makes you smile the most, or the one that touches your heart the most deeply. I will light up something inside, and I may even feel like an old friend, and I will definitely, most definitely get you. Take a few minutes to find me now before you continue reading the next page. So it kind of guides you through your first kind of moments with the deck, if you will. And then it continues, and it has a few more questions it asks, and a few more activities. It goes into pathworking a little bit. The meanings for each card are about a page and a half. So the major and minor arcana get about the same amount. You have heads and tails for upright and reverse meanings, if that's something you read. And then you have a little blurb that's specific to the animal that's on the card. So sheep conversations, rhino conversations, frog conversations. So I thought that was quite unique. And finally, the book does give you a few spreads in the beginning, or kind of in the beginning, just a few normal spreads. I thought this one was kind of unique, the mating season spread, and the guidance spread, which I guess are specific kind of themed spreads for the deck. They also have a QR code in the book, as well as inside the box, that will walk you through pathworking with some audio. I haven't tried it out yet. It's definitely something I want to try, because I love what this deck did with the borders, and I guess that's where they're going with pathworking, because they make it seem like the characters are coming out of the card. But I just yeah, I've just been kind of going through the prompts in the beginning of that book still, answering those questions and getting to know the deck. And I have been really, really loving my time with it in that way. So let's talk about card size and stock and such. The cardstock is the one I hate. Sorry to say. Maybe someone likes it. It's very cardboardy. It's very stiff, especially in the beginning. This one is not quite matte, but almost. It doesn't have much, like it feels very papery. So in that way, it's different from the Lightseers cardstock, which is shinier, but just as cardboardy. This one's a little more flexible now because I've been using it. This one's still stiff from being new. I'd say they're probably about the same thickness, although, since I have the deck here, why don't we just check that out? And seems like the Lightseers is actually thicker. A little thicker. Which is strange because it feels a lot more flexible than this one right now. In the Lightseers Tarot, the deck also fits into the box. As I say that, the card flies out, but it does, like, fit in here. Whereas I've noticed already with this one, the book is in the bottom of this one as well. So I put the book down on the bottom, I put the cards in, and there's two that kind of like, they're not secure in there. And that's probably because the box is a bit thinner than, oops, there I go. See, it fell out and I didn't even notice. Anyway, the thickness of this box, there we go, that's the way I want it, is a little less. And I feel like if they made it this much bigger, it would have held the cards in properly. So I don't know why, because they just slide right off. They don't have that lip to hold them there. Anyway, enough about cardstock problems. I really don't like this cardstock. It's like, it feels like cereal box cardboard. Like when I was a kid, I would cut cereal boxes up to color on them, like on the cardboard side of them, or sometimes there's little puzzles in them. And that's what this cardstock feels like to me. Okay, alright, for real now. Enough. We've had it with the cardstock. So, there are 2 Fool cards, as you probably already saw. And initially, I thought I was going to include this one, seeing as it kind of fits the aesthetic of the rest of the deck. But upon second thought, I really like the idea of this one, with the unknown kind of coming forth on the bottom, like through the borders, and with this dog not yet transformed into like half human, just jumping off into this land down here, like waiting to become more. So I think I do really like this one, and I'll keep this one in the deck. They're both nice depictions of the Fool. I won't talk a whole lot as we go through the majors. I just will point out when the border, I don't know, when the border does something for me, I guess. Because the book makes a whole big deal about how the characters are, you know, interacting with you through these cards and through the borders of these cards. Which I think Chris-Anne did a really good job. I really love the Strength card. With making the borders feel like they're interacting with the art in the card, with you, the reader. Just very brilliantly done. Again, not a deck I thought I would appreciate as much as I do. It does follow the RWS kind of more or less ideas of illustrations. This has to be one of my favorite tower cards ever. You see the number 16 here is on fire and falling down, and this whole card is burning up. So this is what the regular numbering looks like. You can see here the card's burning up, the numbers falling down, and this lemur, I think it is trying to get away from it, try to run out of the card, away from all of the burning that's happening. Which I thought this was a really, really neat way to illustrate the tower card. If you look at these creatures as living in this card space, and the card is burning, and you have to, you know, get away from that. That's really, really neat. There's a little person falling, which made me chuckle. Yeah, it's a person. The borders are always broken, and the shadows really make it feel like the characters are stepping out. Okay, so For the rest of the deck, I'm going to display all 4 suits at the same time so we can compare them. Alright, so here are all of the aces, and what's similar in all of them is that the bottom border is the one that's broken, and it's opening up a path into the card. So I guess that's your invitation to your potential, or however you want to interpret that, but I like the way it's cohesive that way. Of the 4, I think just the octopus tentacle around the cup is my favorite image, but I do appreciate that they're all inviting you in. Next we have the 2s. 2 of swords, pentacles, wands, cups, and pentacles. What am I doing? Alright. So in the 2s, all the feet are kind of coming out, and there's different aspects of the frame that's being broken. I really enjoy the 2 of Wands. I almost chose this as my curious guide, as the book suggested. And weirdly enough, the 2 of Wands in the Lightseer's Tarot is probably my favorite 2 of Wands of all time. So Chris-Anne obviously gets me and my 2 of Wands vibe. I really like the layers in this card. You have the doorway here. This feels like another kind of doorway. And this doorway is made to look like another card. And it's just, with the lock and the key, it's so much. Like, I love her interpretations of the 2 of Wands, from what I've seen. Okay, next we have the 3s. I really enjoy how the characters often interact with the borders. Here in the 3 of Pentacles, you can see they're using the pentacles as the project that they're completing, and they're working together, and I love the way the characters interact with their world as well as our world being, these physical cards that we're holding. Next we have the 4s. And the 5s. This 5 of Pentacles is what I ended up choosing as my curious guide. I found it really beautiful, and pandas are a thing for me. They are endangered, and they're often kept in captivity, or most of the time they're kept in captivity. Meanwhile, the wild is just out there through the window. But would you be able to survive? All of that. So, and more, personally. Anyway, without getting too much into my personal feelings about the card, this is the one I chose. As, I don't know if it'll change or not, but I was just going through the prompts in the guidebook, and that's the one that stood out the most to me. Although the strength and that 2 of Wands. Anyway, here is the, what am I doing? Why is this the 7 of Wands? The 6 of everything. The 6 of Pentacles. How sweet is that? I love this interpretation so much more than a lot of the 6 of Pentacles that I see. Again, it's still RWS, but much cuter and much more in keeping with my own, I don't know. I don't want to say beliefs because it's not that extreme, but my own preferences, I guess. The 7s. Here in the 7 of Swords, being watched by these other birds as you try to sneak away with the bird, but you are a bird. I don't know. I found this one funny. It made me chuckle. Also, I love purple. So these backs, purple backs, I like them. A little I don't know if I showed them yet, but anyway, like a kaleidoscope type effect there. Nice purple color. Definitely going to be, I don't know. Maybe I'll edge them. They have a light board on the outside, so maybe I won't. Who knows? I can't account for future Angie's actions. Okay. A lot of fun 8s here. Actually, in the guidebook, she mentions that all the outfits, or she, the guide, the narrator of the book, mentions that all the outfits that these creatures are wearing were made by their very own 8 of Pentacles. So this is him here, creating all the fun outfits that you see in this deck. Just, I know it's collage-y, and there's not, that much happening in this world, and yet it is a whole world, and I really think it's clever the way that this deck was created. I keep saying clever, but that's the word for it. It is clever and cute. Here are the 9s. Nice fierce roar coming from the 9 of Wands. Interesting choice for the 9 of Pentacles, with a bird of prey and a bear. I don't think I've read about that yet, so I guess I'll have to look into that. Here are the 10s. Very cute crocodile or alligator family here. Loving the purple in this card. Again, the shadows in this deck really bring an extra depth to the images. Now we're doing the court cards. So first we have the pages. And this is where I think I found my first instance, and I think the only instance, of a card I didn't like, and that's the Page of Cups. It's usually one of my favorites in the deck. I always look out for it, and I don't like this one. So that's a little upsetting. This is just, this is just a fish. It's not a fish head on a human body. It's an entire fish, and I don't read the Page of Cups as only being, here's a message. So, yeah, I'm sad, because it should be one of my favorites. And it always usually is. Anyway. Oh no, did I do it again? Page. 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 Oh, I did it again. Sorry, so the pages. Here we are. I had one of the knights out, so this is the Page of Wands. Salamander, zebra, colors, desert. I like it. It's all good. Still not liking the Page of Cups. Okay, now we can go on to the knight. So here we go. Here's that card that snuck in before. I guess he really wants some attention, this Knight of Pentacles, which I am happy to give because he is my favorite out of these knights. I like that he's not on the horse and just holding the reins and just very much up front, like, very much out of the border here. He looks very close. I think that's what I'm trying to say. I like the perspective of him being very close and him being off the horse and walking towards us. Okay, so there you go. He got the attention he wanted. And we're moving to the queens. I think they're all very nice, very fitting, very queenly. And finally, the kings. I said I don't want to talk too much in this flip through, and I think I talked through pretty much every card, so sorry about that. I like the king cards. Kind of weird. I'm pretty sure this is like a tropical fish with this polar bear here, so that's strange. But yeah, that is the Curious Creatures by Chris Ann. This has been an improvised, kind of quick flip through and review. It's not like my usual ones where I put more thought into it, but I was just really excited and I thought, I need to do this now. Like, I need to do this now. It was just a feeling. It gave me energy, this deck, to do this now. So, I think, again, the better thought out flip through is linked below by Bonnie from Old Soul Mermaid. You should definitely go check that one out if, my flip through kind of pissed you off, because I'm pretty sure I wasn't putting things in the right order and I messed some of them up. But I was just really excited and I wanted to do this. So yeah, the Tarot of Curious Creatures. The deck I initially did not want, the deck I certainly do not need, and now the deck that I have and I am loving a lot. Who would have thought? Until next time, take care, stay safe, bye!